There were two people talking with each other. One, the speaker was speaking in some Greek and Latin, some kind of language which was not known to people, and they were having some conversation. And the third person comes and he says, "So which language you are speaking? Because I have not heard about this language." Then the speaker says, "This is so and so language." The third person, out of curiosity, says, "Why don't you teach me this language? It seems to be, I think, very modern language." He says, "Yes." Why don't you teach me this language? He says, "But I don't know the language." Then the third person gets a little puzzled, and gets shocked, and he says, "You don't know the language, but you are speaking in this language to that person." And the speaker says, "The listener also doesn't know this language." Such is the case many times when it comes to dissemination of education. Education is one language which many times the speaker is not aware of. The listeners, those who are at the mercy of the speaker when it comes to this language, they also don't know the language. And the conversation goes on. And you can understand where the conversation can lead to, because they're not understanding each other, they are not gaining each other. It's just waste of time, waste of energy. तो जनाब ये हाल है बहुत सी जगह, unfortunately. So my question to you is, when it comes to importance of education and what we remember is, कौन से टीचर्स हमें याद रहते हैं? हमें वो टीचर्स याद रहते हैं, स्कूल के हो या कॉलेज के, जिन्होंने हमारे भले के लिए कई सैक्रिफाइसेस की, वो सख्त थे, स्ट्रिक्ट थे, लेकिन उन्होंने इस पर्पस से हमें सिखाया कि हमारा कुछ भला हो। और हम जानते हैं कि वो टीचर्स अक्सर अनबायस्ड होते थे और उनकी कथनी और करनी में फ़र्क नहीं होता था। हाँ, कुछ टीचर्स का पढ़ाने का तरीका थोड़ा स्ट्रिक्ट होता था, कुछ टीचर्स का पढ़ाने का तरीका थोड़ा एंटरटेनिंग होता था। मुझे अक्सर वो लोग अच्छे लगते थे जो थोड़े से थोड़े जोक्स और ह्यूमर और एंटरटेनिंग तरीके से माहौल को थोड़ा हल्का फुल्का बना के, इंटरेस्टिंग बना के पढ़ाते थे। बट आई हैव लॉट ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट टू द स्ट्रिक्ट टीचर्स ऑल्सो ऑफ माई स्कूल टाइम। लेकिन ये दोनों भी टीचर्स, जब इनका उद्देश्य बड़ा क्लियर होता था कि हमें बच्चों की भलाई के लिए पढ़ाना है, मुझे वो टीचर्स बिल्कुल अच्छे नहीं लगते थे जिनको तो खुद कुछ नहीं आता था, जो बातें बड़ी बड़ी करते थे, लेकिन उनकी रियल लाइफ में जो पढ़ाते थे वो एकदम उनके विपरीत होते थे और बहुत ही बायस्ड होते थे व्हेन इट कम्स टू इवन बोलना तो नहीं चाहिए, जेंडर्स को लेके, कम्युनिटी को लेके, कास्ट रिलीजन को लेके। मुझे ऐसे लोग जो है ना, पता नहीं क्यों बचपन से ही मुझे थोड़ा सा अजीब सा लगता है कि यार ऐसे लोग ऊपर से जब पावरफुल पोजीशन में होते, चाहे वो एजुकेशन हो या फिर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हो, जो कहते हैं आपको कि डोंट बिकम पर्सनल एंड डोंट गेट योर पर्सनल थिंग्स इनटू प्रोफेशनल वर्क, एंड दे देमसेल्व्स आर सो biased when it comes to, could be any kind of bias, it could be gender biases. तो भाई साहब, ज़रा अपने गरीबा में जान के देखिए कि जब आप दूसरों को बताते हो कि प्लीज़ फॉलो व्हाट यू टीच, आर यू योरसेल्फ फॉलोइंग व्हाट यू आर सेइंग टू दैट पर्सन। एजुकेशन को लेके बात करें, उसके स्ट्रक्चर को, फ्रेमवर्क को लेके बात करें, मोटा मोटी जो कैटेगरीज हम जाते हैं, नॉलेज, एटीट्यूड और स्किल्स। नॉलेज का ज़माना तो चलो, it will be always there, it depends what kind of knowledge we are in. But maybe 50 years ago, or maybe 100 years ago, or maybe 200 years ago, we were looking at a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, right? Many times bookish knowledge, that's okay, fine, no problem, because we want to implement, we want to know more, क्योंकि वो युग वैसा था, वो समय वैसा था, तो नॉलेज इन्फॉर्मेशन की ज़रूरत थी। नाउ इट इज़ इन्फॉर्मेशन एज। उसके बाद में स्किल सेट्स की महिमा की बात होने लगी, अभी भी हो रही है। When it comes to skill sets, I firmly believe that we need to constantly upgrade when it comes to our skill sets. We need to be techno savvy, we need to continuously learn, relearn and keep sharpening ourselves. क्योंकि नॉलेज तो ठीक है, लेकिन उसका एप्लीकेशन कैसे करेंगे, उसके लिए स्किल सेट चाहिए। बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग टुडे व्हाट आई फील इज एटीट्यूड। आज इस वक्त कि किस एटीट्यूड से आप पढ़ा रहे हैं या पढ़ रहे हैं, या एजुकेशन सिस्टम को लेके जा रहे हैं, या अदरवाइज आल्सो इन एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, not necessary to be an education sector, it could be day-to-day life, with what attitude you are leading, जैसी दिशा वैसी दिशा। नॉलेज है, स्किल सेट्स, लेकिन एटीट्यूड क्या है? नॉलेज की अगर मैं बात करूँ, फॉर एग्जांपल, आज वो नहीं है कि यार नॉलेज ही कम है, गूगल में सब कुछ है, चैट जीपीटी आपको सब कुछ बता देगा। आप किस ह्यूमिलिटी से, विनम्रता से, किस एटीट्यूड से उस नॉलेज को डिलीवर करते हैं, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है, राइट? दूसरा तो यही है, मैं कहूँगा कि भाई जो पढ़ाने वाला है, जो एजुकेशनिस्ट है, उसकी जिम्मेदारी क्या है? नंबर 1, आप जो भी पढ़ा रहे हैं, आपकी कथनी और करनी में फ़र्क ना हो। Only when there is no difference between what you teach and what you practice, only then you can make a difference in someone's life. दूसरा, व्हेन इट कम्स टू एजुकेशन सिस्टम, हम जानते हैं कि बच्चे जो है कोई भी कोर्स बार बार नहीं करेंगे, लाइफ में एक बार करेंगे. तो इट्स बेसिकली आवर मॉरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज टू एंथ्यूज देम, टू एनकरेज देम, what inner qualities are required, what intrinsic qualities are required to pursue that course and complete that course, and then get into a job or maybe a profession where you are going to apply that particular course. Right? What kind of transformation? It is not about just information, but are you looking at transformation of your people? Yeah, transformation. So that he continues to transform as and when required. So it's a beautiful saying. It's to begin and continue. That's what the Sufi saying is. So वो है. तीसरा, हम ये देखें कि हम मॉडर्न तरीके लेके आए. It should be amalgamation of everything, right? Whatever is required. हम हवन बात नहीं कर सकते. We have to lead by an example. और जो सुन रहा है, जो श्रोता है, जो लर्नर है, जो स्टूडेंट है, मैं उनसे यही कहूँगा कि learn with lot of respect and understand why you are learning, where you want to lead to. Yeah? Develop your how when it comes to your learning style. Identify your learning style. Spot your learning style. Are you learning more with videos, visuals, or listening, audio, kinesthetic by doing self? So in either case, you need to find out your learning style, and you need to implement then and there, and have your self experience, and you need to identify very soon as possible your purpose, that why knowledge is required, why you need to upgrade your skills, what habits you need to have. You need to embrace the failures and keep moving ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 88th book in our book reading series. 88, yeah. Just I think 22 more when it comes to our milestone of 100 book review. Thank you very much, all of you being there. And today I'm going to pick a book exactly sensitizing on the importance of education, and that is Philosophy of Education by Promila Sharma. Philosophy of Education by Promila Sharma. And I think those who are into education, I mean B.Ed, M.Ed, and been into teaching, especially when it comes to schools, they all know what the philosophy of education. In fact, I had picked up this book a couple of years ago when I wanted to understand what the B.Ed teachers, what the B.Ed teachers go through, what's their syllabus, because I had one project to train these teachers, these budding teachers on delivery mechanism, how to deliver. Well, this book is, I have not yet completed this book, but we're just glimpsing through some of the chapters, and very, very, very interesting. Well, I'll just let you know the contents of this book. Purpose and scope, prove all things, hold fast that which is good, educational values, the philosophy of education, the philosophical aspects of education, philosophy and educational assumptions, the challenge of philosophy is about education, experience and education, the outline of a philosophy, 23 years later, the classical humanists, the rhythm of education, very interesting. I have gone through this. In rhythm of education, what the author is talking about, the different stages. For example, in management, talk about infancy, maturity, decline. So how one needs to keep refining oneself so that we don't get obsolete. And definitely she has touched upon different rhythm of education as well. Education in human society, a realistic view, liberal education reconsidered, the testament of the West, the dynamics of secular humanism in the West, scientific humanist education, medieval Christian culture, the testimony of the East, the theory of education in the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, its meaning for education. Philosophy of education, it's just a reminder to myself and to all of us that education is a very strong word, it's a very sensitive construct, very soulful construct, and it's a power. So with great power comes great responsibility. So we need to first understand it. Whatever we are teaching, we have to lead by an example, whatever we are teaching, and we have to be very unbiased towards all our learning aspirants, to all our candidates or students, to all participants. Only then the right justice will happen to the learning and sharing. Make this planet Earth, our home, really peaceful and really prosperous for all the beings. Thank you very much.